Thank you. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
This is Jen Brown. My podcast, I think I'm going to call it Get Happy with Jen Brown.
All right.
So, that's it today. Nicole Hatmaker, good friend of many years. She is the manager of the Old City Athletic Club here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes,
And tell me more about yourself.
Well, so I am the general manager of Old City Athletic Club. I also do personal training there. Love that. And I have my own LLC doing web design, graphic design, logos, all the things.
Right. Editing photos for people.
Yes. Jennifer and I are very similar in the fact that we like to have a lot of plates.
Right.
Spinning all at once.
Right.
You can lose some. Keeps you busy.
It sure does. It's never a dull moment, is there?
Never. We also are very focused on self-growth. Yeah, self-growth is huge right now. Not only is it trending, but it's something that, in our journey, in our own journeys of becoming a better version of ourselves. Okay, you're definitely a good example. That's why you're sitting at the table with me right now, because we're both pursuing the better version of ourselves and what that looks like and the different mediums to get there. This is a new medium through a podcast. Being able to talk to people and be like, hey, this is what's working for me. This is what didn't work for me but could work for you. Right.
And
also we've been there too.
Right. Yes.
And you can
in the trenches
as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's darkness before every storm, right?
Right.
Actually, there was something I read this morning, and I didn't even post it yet. I saved it for later, but it was talking about darkness, and it said, why does darkness have such a negative connotation?
Oh, for sure.
Like you think darkness, like, ooh, oh, darkness. And the quote said, darkness is where all of light originates. Darkness is the beginning of creation.
You can't have light without light.
You can't. Like, a child is formed in the darkness of the womb, and grows there and becomes a human being. Well, it starts with, what I mean, becomes a little person.
Little person.
A fully formed baby. And so, anyway, and you plant a seed and you water it, and, the sunlight doesn't hit the seed. The sunlight hits the soil, the dark soil, and the nutrients, happen in the darkness, and
the darkness sucks.
The darkness can suck. The darkness doesn't suck. The darkness is painful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to suck. You can get to a point in times where as soon as you realize that you're in the midst of a lesson.
Once you're not afraid of it anymore.
Once you're not afraid.
Then you can find solace
in
the darkness.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to embrace the darkness because I know it's going to be so bright because I get it. I'm getting it. And, you've got to treat every lesson like that.
And you don't, just for the record, on the record, with Jen Brown.
On the record. That's another good idea.
You don't have to be happy. You don't have to be positive.
Right.
To believe that it's going to be better.
Right. You can be sitting in the trenches and in the murk and be like, fuck this shit.
It will not last forever.
But it won't last forever. It never does. Yeah. And if it does, then you're dead. So it doesn't matter. Oh, God. It's true. Okay, so meme of the week. Okay,
she's Jen Brown's the meme queen. She is. I mean, you can follow her on Instagram, you'll see that.
Right. So
where do you find these? Just real quick.
On Instagram.
Just anywhere.
Yeah, on any. I mean, most of them. Well, a lot of them I'll post to my story from the people that they came from.
Okay.
And otherwise, I mean, they're just on my page.
Okay.
I just want to direct you to whatever you connect with and find inspiration.
No, they're good.
Good. Okay, so let me tell you this one.
Read it.
You don't always have to be strong. Sometimes you need to scream, cuss, throw shit, or have a really good cry. But you always, always, always need to pull yourself back together, then go back to being the badass you were meant to be. Fucking truth.
True.
So true.
Everyone is meant to be a badass.
Everyone.
In some kind of a way.
Yes. And you know what? So the different experiences that we've had different paths for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine are a little more open in some ways. You're a little more open in some ways, but definitely different path. For me, the self-growth journey has been impacted the most through mindfulness, which is such a buzzword, but you know, being mindful and truly living in the moment. Being a single mom helps in that because all you've got is right here and right now, and you really begin to savor the right here and right now, and don't attach to a future outcome, or you know, it's good to have goals and things like that, but just keeping it right here in this sweet, precious moment. That's probably been the biggest lesson and the biggest helper for me and change. But that and like yoga, meditation, breath work, transformative breath work. I do that with Deronda. Amazing. It's the only experience that has also produced similar experiences using psychedelics.
Okay.
And that has been hugely instrumental in my awakening mentally and emotionally and everything. And so that and I mean, letting go, like changing careers has been huge.
Oh, for sure. So
yes,
these are all things that help you when you're in darkness after you've done all the screaming, cussing, and throwing shit and all that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, these are all the things that you're like, you're like, okay. Especially when you're in the thick of, you know, yucky stuff, like changes and stuff, where you're like, I don't want to be depressed. I'm totally going to watch this movie and ugly cry because I feel it. By the way, my ugly cry movie, the last time, it's been a minute. It's been probably like a year since I did this, but when I was like really going through, that was like the darkest time in the past 3 years, was a year ago. And when I was going through that, it was Me Before You. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
Oh my God. I was sitting on my couch by myself. If you were going to pay somebody to ugly cry, I would have been your girl. It was so good. It was so, I was just like, it was so bad. And nobody wants to hear me do that right now.
P.S. I love you for me.
P.S. I love you. That was
for
good.
sure.
Oh my God, I did ugly cry in that movie too.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm not like a huge chick flick movie. It's not my gig. My gig is sci-fi movies.
Okay.
Sci-fi all day. I nerd out on them. I love it. It's so happy. It's my happy
She's
place.
still my friend, even though I haven't seen Star Wars.
Star Wars is not like my favorite. Like my favorites are not well. Anyway, we're not going to talk about my favorite preferences.
Let's get back to
back
this
on track.
game. Okay.
Yeah.
So you talked about career change before I interrupted you. So I think, especially in today's current climate, people are just getting so stuck in these careers.
Right.
And for me personally, that's what killed me the most.
Yeah. You were suffocating in corporate life.
It's so,
and it's for some people. Like there are some friends that I have like that are doing it.
They get life from that.
Right. That's it. They get life from
us. It sucks life.
Oh my God. It was difficult to be
so I was so lucky to be able to start my own company, to support myself, to give myself the area of space and the time that I needed to do some serious healing throughout the year of 2018.
Right.
So there were days, y'all, that I literally, for days in a row, just laid in bed.
Oh yeah, you were telling me this the other day.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. I was really surprised to hear that. I did not expect to hear that from you at all.
Really?
Yeah. You just have this persona, I have this perception of you that you're this boss babe, this badass bitch that's like, you know, doesn't have a down day.
Oh, no.
And I mean, I've been told that I'm the same way to people, and I'm like, oh, you should have seen me at Trader Joe's crying through the produce section.
But you kept going. You were there.
But I was there because I had I didn't
going.
have any leafy greens, and I needed leafy greens in my life that day.
Yeah, see, I would have been the opposite of it. Fuck leafy greens.
Oh God, no! I totally went to the bathroom in Trader Joe's. Like I got in there, and it was like I was so good walking from the car to the store to the door. Soon as those double doors slid open, I was like, and I went straight to the bathroom, got some tissue, got myself together, walked out of the bathroom, started to cry again, and had to go back in.
Yeah, when you're alone, it's cool.
It's
People
totally
see
cool.
Yeah, no.
Like it doesn't matter.
And so I am very type A. Like I am very. I gotta be going. I gotta be doing whatever. So. For me to allow myself to stay in the bed for days at a time and not do anything. Right. The only thing I successfully did was take my dog out.
Ooh.
That's it.
Congrats,
okay.
dog mom.
So
Parker's so cute, by the way. His floppy ears.
Thank you.
Follow her on Instagram. You can see him.
He's perfect.
Wait, he's on Instagram.
At Nicole Hatmaker or at Prince Parker.
I love it.
Anyways,
Anyway.
but no, it was a big deal. It's something that I used to not believe in depression.
Oh,
I used to think that
really?
I used to think that was an excuse people made. Swear to God.
Oh my God.
I was like, that is not real. And now it's part of my life.
It's so real.
It's so real.
Yeah.
And being that type of driving personality and having to take time. I mean, I let myself be in such a slump for so long that I needed most of last year to rest and heal. And
Right. I will. You know what? I'm glad you said it like that, because that happened to me in July. It was July 4th weekend, and it was another kind of like low point for me, where I was feeling kind of down on myself and feeling kind of lonely, and it wasn't that I was feeling lonely, like I didn't have any friends or anything like that. Like I have great friendships, but it was one of those things. It was a holiday weekend, and holiday weekends are usually like you're with your friends, you're with your family, right? And so, and I didn't have, my family isn't here, and I didn't have Selah for the weekend, and I was just like, the plans that I thought I was gonna have fell through, and I decided to take some time with myself. And had my own like mental retreat.
Dude,
at home all weekend.
we are extroverts.
Yeah.
We are 100%. There's no 99. We are
Yeah.
100% extroverts.
All the time.
So for us to not be with people is hard.
Right.
But I will say this: the older I get, I like me.
Right.
I like me.
Right.
And I like spending
I'm
time.
really cool. It
with
turns
me.
out.
Yeah. So
right.
I don't so much. I know what you mean though. Like there's moments where you just need
Right.
people.
Right.
And
you feel like if you're not around people that there's something up.
And you don't always want to go be alone and have to be in your head and
Right.
work through that. It's
Right.
self growth is exhausting sometimes.
It is.
It is hard.
It is.
The reward is far outweighs anything that you could even possibly go through.
100%. Yeah, because then when you're in those quiet times, which are, by the way, more often than we allow ourselves credit for, you go to sleep and you wake up with yourself, unless you're in an active conversation or activity with someone, then you're in your own head, so it's like, get comfortable there, guys. You're there all the time.
Yeah.
You better enjoy that voice.
So now I like hanging out with myself.
Right.
So if my plans go south and then I just end up being alone, I'm like, okay,
Not so bad.
yeah, not so.
Turns
There's
out.
worse people I could be hanging out with. That's for
Right.
sure.
That's for sure. Okay, so that brings me to this other one, which is kind of exactly what we're talking about anyway. But it's they asked her, and this is Young Pueblo from his book You Are the Answer. He's amazing. They asked her, what is the key to saving the world? She answered, you. You are the key. Heal yourself, know yourself, make yourself whole and free. Release all limits so that your love can flow unconditionally for yourself and the world. This will open the heaven of your heart completely, and it will guide you without fail. It's kind of long-winded, but it's great. Just releasing the limits of, releasing all limits so that your love can flow unconditionally for yourself and the world.
Well, I think too, people might get overwhelmed at what is the key to saving the world. I'm like, I don't care about the world.
Yeah.
I need to get through the next hour of my life,
Right.
the next day of my life.
Right.
Like, what is the point right now?
See, and that's
You know?
not how I think at all. I connect with what is the key to saving the world.
I used to be that way.
Oh God, I'm so that way now. I used to, I don't know if I've always been this way. I just know that where I'm at right now is right now I'm like, okay, how can I make the biggest impact to help people want to live better lives?
See, I'm opposite. I always used to focus on others first. Never worked out.
Okay.
It just drained me, and I wasn't able to help anyone. The more time I've spent, like, truly letting myself be myself and just being a kind person.
Right.
Yeah, I have shit moments.
Right.
Particularly
We all do.
with road rage, like,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But, like, when you become more yourself, people come to you, and they
That's true.
see what you're doing in your life
That's
and
true.
how that's working.
Do you think it's because of the confidence that you exude that people are drawn to more confident people because they want to be more confident?
Everyone, my whole life has called me confident.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause you are.
But I've never once thought of myself as confident. I have insecurities.
Right.
I just want to be me.
Right.
And
Same.
I refuse to compromise other people's opinions over what I want. And if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Everyone's got an opinion.
Agreed.
Someone might like that I'm doing that. Someone might think that I'm awful for doing that.
Right.
Everyone's got it. So which one? It's easier to believe the negative ones.
Right. For sure.
You know. But who cares? I'm not living for the negative or the positive ones.
That's
I'm
right.
doing what I want to do.
Right.
And luckily, I'm a good person.
So it works out in your
So
favor.
this is working.
Right.
If you're an asshole, stop being an asshole. But
Right. No, seriously, don't be a Richard. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And it's like across the board. I think that's probably, actually, what's your pet peeve? This is clearly my pet peeve. Is people that are just unnecessary assholes. Like, why? Just,
Do you really want to know my pet peeve?
I mean, well, yeah, now I'm intrigued.
Cigarette smoking.
Oh, okay.
But there's a deeper meaning to it. I think
Why?
it's selfish.
Okay.
I think it's you're harming yourself and shortening your lifespan for all the people around you that do love you. And your ass is polluting me.
Yeah.
Plus, it just makes me sick. So
Right. I can see that.
that's how it started.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Anyways.
everyone's got something.
Anyways, don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Be the best you could possibly be.
Right.
Do what you want to do.
Oh yeah, totally do what you
Okay.
want to do.
And then people just, I mean, that gives life to people. When you're giving life to yourself, like, it just it happens. Because you speak to others the way that you believe. You speak to others the way that you are. The way that you speak to yourself, hopefully. Like, I had to catch myself.
Oh yeah, the self-talk and like being mean to yourself. Just this morning, I was talking to a girlfriend and she said, I'm going to tell you what you always tell me, be kind to yourself. Because I was late taking Sailor to school. She was 1 minute late and it
1 minute.
I know, but that means that I still had to fill out the tardy slip and like walk her in personally to the classroom. And when I peeked my head around the door, to her classroom door, so just this morning, so I'm still emotional about it. All the kids were like sitting on their tables, you know, attention to the teacher, like ready to get started with the day, and I was that mom that was bringing her kid in late, and oh my god, I felt so bad. I felt like such a mom fail. I'm like, okay, off you go, love you, bye. You know, and she's going in and stuff, and she was fine. She was totally fine. She wasn't looking at me like, God, mom. But she's in kindergarten, you know, so she's a baby. She doesn't get it yet, but I just, wow, it made me feel so bad.
No.
I felt like it was a terrible, like, moment for me.
But think about that. Think about all the stress and emotions over 60 seconds of in her life.
I know, but it just, like, God, it was, like, definitely made an impact. Like, tomorrow morning, we're getting up an hour early, you know, like, no extra, you know, and I mean, I'm such a snuggler and cuddler, and so, you know, and so is she, and so, you know, we have our morning cuddles and snuggles, and it's like, I don't want to stop, I don't want to do, you know, I just...
No, you shouldn't. Don't swing
I
the pendulum
know.
the opposite extreme way.
That's right.
Take it
Calm down.
easy. Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
I can't believe, y'all, if you knew who I used to be, what I'm saying right now is so funny.
Right.
I used to be like so disciplined and go-getter, and now I'm just like, hey, go with the flow, it's gonna be fine.
Right.
Not with everything, but seriously though,
Right.
in the grand scheme of things, you're a phenomenal mom.
Thanks.
60 seconds late, one time.
Well,
Come on.
you know. Anyway. So that was a frustrating moment, and you know, it's little things like that. You just never know that all of a sudden it's just something hits you, and you're like, oh man, I can be better. You know, I'm working on being better.
Yeah.
You know, just the whole changing the vernacular,
Yeah.
mentality, position. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I got you. I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm putting down.
Yeah. Just you're always improving.
Right.
You
You're
are.
always improving, and so to the point that
And
my
you
friend
mess
was
up
saying.
sometimes.
Hey, you mess up sometimes. She was like, be kind to yourself, Jen. She was like, listen, you are constantly telling other people to, at the end of the day, give yourself grace.
For real.
Be kind. You know, you're still a human being. You're still this soul in this meat suit that is here to experience life.
And we talked about it earlier. Other
Right.
people are going to attack you.
Yeah, it's gonna
They're
happen.
going to hate on you for
Right.
whatever reason in their own personal
Right.
life. Don't do it to yourself.
Right. Yeah,
There
we
are
get enough
plenty.
external. It's so true.
There are plenty of other
Oh my god.
haters.
It's
you know?
so true.
Don't hate on yourself.
Right. You should be the last person hating on yourself.
Yeah.
It's super true.
I do get what you mean. Like, there are moments in life where you just,
Mm-hmm.
it's can I cuss on here? I've cussed a couple.
Yeah, you can cuss in here.
But it's a fuck up that you don't want.
Right.
Like, there's some,
Right. Like this is
areas-
controllable.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so true. So one of the things that that I want to do on my podcast is slime time. I didn't tell you about this.
No, you didn't.
I didn't do it on purpose
What's-
because
Oh, here we go.
slime time is where I get to like pour into you a little bit
Oh, sweet.
and like talk about how awesome you are.
We get slimy.
We get slimy. So Nicole Hatmaker, one of the things that I've loved about you always is that you are the definition of fierce. And that is a big word nowadays, thanks Beyonce, especially for females. You know, for a female to be told that she's fierce, that's big to me.
Mm-hmm.
That means so many things. It's a large umbrella. So it's like to me, when I say that you're fierce and the definition of fierce, it's all of the people that you've been and how you've constantly been striving to be more, and you've always been goal oriented. You've always achieved the goals that I've known about. I'm sure that there's little things that have fallen away, but you know, of everything that you've exuded in your public life and your private life, even during the times that things weren't going the way you wanted them to go, maybe you were frustrated with your body image at the time, frustrated with career, frustrated with home buying. I mean, God, you're like the youngest homeowner friend that I've ever had. Like, you know, and that's also a huge thing. I mean, 21 years old, bought your first house. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
You know, and against all odds, like you're one of those people that we've come and gone in each other's lives in the beginning of our relationship. And every time I've thought about you, every time I've seen you pop up, I've always been like, there's Nicole, she's fucking fierce. She is doing it.
Thanks.
Absolutely. And you grow exponentially every time I see you. And it's so beautiful and so encouraging. And you're so accomplished. I'm so happy for you where you're at now. Not just, you know, physically, love your loft, love your place where you're right now. But
Today's podcast brought to you courtesy of the Lily Pad.
what, Lily? Thank you, Doers. Thanks, David. But anyway, you just, like, you've always been doing it, pursuing. Like, you're the definition of that, continuously
Thank
pursuing and being happy with where you're at. Like, you always seem genuinely happy. And like, hey, this is where I'm at right now. And it's not like you're talking constantly about where you're going to be, but you're clear on where you're going.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate and admire that about you. And by the way, you have the best fucking hair of any of my friends. You do. Look at it. It's gorgeous. It's long and beautiful. You can do it part on the side. You can do bangs. You can do red lips so good. Super pretty.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, you're definitely one of those friends that I'm like, who am I going to go hang out with and it's going to be pretty and
Oh
fun?
my god.
Just kidding. I don't ever have that conversation in my head because all my friends are beautiful. Duh. All of them. I love all of them.
I don't try to be fierce. I don't.
Really?
No.
It's-
No.
You're not
never.
like looking in the mirror going, there she is. Fierce.
Never.
Really?
No, I just, in my head, I can't settle for settling.
Right.
I can't settle for sadness.
Right. No, fuck
I don't want to stay there.
Nope.
I'm not always happy. I'm not
Mhm.
always happy with where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't stay there.
Yeah,
So,
you can't stay down.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
even when you're depressed, you can't,
Yeah.
and you pick yourself back up.
Yeah, I
What's
don't
the
want.
key
I don't
for
want
you?
to be. I don't want to be seen as someone who's always happy
Right.
because I'm not. I
Right.
probably have some of the deepest emotions
Right.
that of anyone I know.
The higher the high, the lower the low.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
That's why I post a picture of me crying every once in a while.
I feel like that's the millennial thing to do these days, though. So
Oh, is it?
you fit right in.
Oh, great. Awesome. Technically, I'm a millennial, so.
We got the two ends of the spectrum right here.
Right?
Would you ask me? You said, how do I?
Yeah, what's your key to getting back up when you are, stuck in bed for days on end?
Don't beat yourself up.
Okay, but no, like get deeper. Like what do you physically do?
Oh, this is the beginning.
Oh shit. Shut up, Jen. Here we go.
No, I'm saying don't beat yourself up because a lot of people won't. They won't take risks.
Right.
They won't let themselves be depressed.
Right.
But you have to.
Yeah, you gotta ride that wave.
Yeah, you got
You have to, otherwise it's gonna manifest
It
itself
makes
in
it
other
longer.
shit ways.
Yeah, it makes it last longer the more you beat yourself up.
Right.
The longer you beat yourself up. But anyways, no. I wish I could say that working out helps me.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Really?
No.
I
work out.
helps me.
I work out. One to stay healthy.
Sure.
But
Oh yeah.
but truly, how I get out of it and what like picks me up is letting myself be there, and letting myself sit in it, and then talking about it.
Right.
With
Processing
people,
it out
with the
loud.
people that I
So
really
good.
trust.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then going and doing what I want to do.
Good.
Being what I want to be.
Okay. Give me for example.
For example, I was neither in great shape nor living healthy, and I decided I was going to work at a gym and get my personal training certification.
Bold move.
So I'm like, oh.
Confident move. Right?
Like, I'm a little overweight right now and not working out every day. I do yoga maybe once a week, and let's do this.
I'm gonna become a fitness trainer.
So I did.
Yeah, but that's the best when you can metamorphosize yourself.
Well, I was like,
transform yourself.
I wanted to do it years ago
Right.
when I was in the gym every
Right.
freaking day, and I
Right.
never did.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I wanted that, so I'm gonna get it, and then I'll
Right.
get myself there along the way.
Yeah.
But there's no more time for waiting.
Right.
You also posted a meme about waiting for the perfect time. Like, it's
Oh,
never gonna
God.
be perfect.
No, it's
Just
never
do it.
gonna be perfect.
If you want to do
What
it,
is that one?
just go do it,
Right.
and then everything else will fall in place.
It's so true.
It will.
It's so true.
It's
I'm
so
good.
good.
I'm trying to find that one because that one was really good. I like this one. I'm in the perfect place to get anywhere I desire.
Yes.
From where I am, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And
It
that's so
is.
good. It's so true.
I know. Like, there are so many people who are okay just being
Mm-hmm.
in a negative space
Mhm.
or a space that they can deal with. Like, it's not ideal, but it's not awful.
Right.
And then they'll just
They're content.
Yeah, they're
And they
content.
settle.
And then they just stay there.
Yeah.
And I
There's
can't
no
think of anything worse.
Like I could never live like that. I that is like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, which is probably why I've been in some really unhealthy relationships, because I'm like, this friction, this
Right.
emotion, this like realness is better than stagnancy.
Right. That's true. At least, hey, we may be arguing, we may be having
It's not
discord,
healthy.
and that's not healthy. It's
No,
not
not at all.
actually if
Like-
you continuously do it, or be in it. But at least it's alive.
Yeah, it's alive.
You know, I had a really bad breakup, and one of my guy friends, I can't remember which one, he said, Jen, this feeling that you have right now, this intense pain and this intense hurt, some people live their entire lives and never get to experience that feeling.
Because they
Because it
never
stayed safe.
taken a risk.
Yeah, never taken a risk. He's like, and the fact that you get to feel this raw emotion, this pain, and this suffering, you're suffering and you're hurting because you feel rejected
And there's
broken.
nowhere to go from there
Right,
but to grow.
exactly.
And people aren't going to reach their potential
Uh-huh.
if they don't experience some really hard shit.
Oh yeah. What's the phrase? Without great risk is you can't have great reward.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's, yeah.
Basically.
I jump out of plane, y'all.
Oh, that's right. I
Like,
forgot. You're also a skydiving
Balls
instructor.
to the wall. Let's do it.
Yeah. Talk about hats.
It's
God.
going to be scary as hell,
Right.
but we're going to do it.
But we're gonna do it.
Best thing I've ever done in my life.
That's amazing. I forgot about
Did I
that.
get to slime me?
Do you? I don't know. First, I'm gonna say that meme that you were talking about.
Okay.
You're never going to be 100% ready, and it's never going to be just the right time. But that's the point. It means that every moment is also the right moment. If you want it, you just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah! I like want to say it again. You're never going to be 100% ready, and it's never going to be just the right time.
Yeah.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
It means that every moment is also
the right moment. If you want it, you just have to do it.
Uh-huh.
It's so fucking true.
Well, and even what we were talking about in the beginning,
Right.
being in that darkness,
Yeah.
knowing that you're there,
Right.
being okay being there,
Right.
but knowing that you're gonna come out of it.
You're gonna come out of it.
You will.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
That makes you in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Exactly where you need to be.
Exactly. It's like mindfulness. So I love this. I love my analogies. It's my thing, right? So if you are, if you've got one foot in the past and one foot in the future, you're pissing on the present.
True.
Gross. True. It's so true. I mean, what are you doing? And the other description for mindfulness that I love so much is every thought that comes through your head, you're either rehashing the past or obsessing over the future.
Mm-hmm.
So just be in the moment. You know, just enjoy this moment right here. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
Awesome.
That may have been my phrase more than once. Should we do this? Should we spend that? Should we go there? Yes. Tell me something.
Apologize later. Do it now.
Right. Ask forgiveness. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Also something we're good at. Okay, what's
no, so let's talk about the past. So
Yeah.
Jen knows what I'm gonna read. Well, she's about to. There's so much of my past self that I don't resonate with at all anymore, but I love her just the same. She was growing, she was doing her best, she fought hard to get me here.
Yeah.
I don't look back at myself with embarrassment or shame or guilt or regret because I'm where I need to be. Okay? And I had to get here somehow.
Right.
And I like where I am right now, like who I am. Even though I cannot relate to other me's
Right.
in the past.
Right.
But I'm not sitting here
It
like
seems so foreign, right?
right.
It
It
is
is
pictures.
It is.
It's
That
like,
is a
who's
different. That is a different person.
Right. Who is that?
But that's what brought me here.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love what she was fighting for at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was actually in this moment, I've totally changed my own script because I was talking about that transformation picture that I despise. And I literally, every time I look at it, I was just gross. I just felt like, how did I get there? But kind of like what you said to me when you sent me that meme was, made me think like, you know what? She was fighting. She was really fighting hard.
Kept you alive.
And she kept me alive.
But she probably didn't want to sometimes.
No, yeah, she was on the struggle bus at times, and she still got up every day. I mean, she still decided big. Man, I was making big decisions back then for myself and for my future self. And how beautiful is that to be able to look at those photos that at one point you despised the reflection in the mirror, but to be able to look back at those faces and be like, fuck yeah, like you were fighting so hard, believing for who I am now. And who I am right now is fucking fighting for my life, for who I want to be and who I imagine myself to be, and who I'm becoming. Super grateful for that. Super grateful for your friendship.
Me too.
And
Proud
thank
of
you.
you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. I love you.
I love watching you grow. I love watching all my people grow. It's so rewarding and proud, even though like I didn't have anything to do with your growth. I've just been watching. But
it's so fun. But that, don't you find that like as an underlying push to encourage those around you? Like I love surrounding myself with super talented people, which obviously everybody's super talented, but people that are pursuing those things.
I told you at the gym the other day. Okay, I'm the personal trainer here, okay?
Right.
I do work out now all the time.
Right.
But when I had her over to the gym to work out with me, I'm like, oh, gotta get this extra one. Gotta get this extra. Like she motivated me because I know when she goes to the gym, she gets it. So like I can't have her here with me and me being a little wimp over here. Like I gotta get it. So like, you know,
I appreciate that.
Just you was like you weren't saying, oh, do it, good job, whatever. Just your presence was motivating me.
Thank you.
But anyways, no, I am very proud, and I am much more of an encourager now than I used to be.
Right.
Because it does make a
It feels
difference.
good.
It makes a difference.
It does make
People
a
don't know
difference.
the truth.
No.
You gotta tell them.
You gotta tell them. You gotta
When
be
you
that
can
mirror.
see, when you can see the truth,
Right.
you gotta speak it.
Absolutely. You don't. It's not given to you for you.
No, and I don't flatter
Not good
people
designer.
either. I tell people that. I'm like, I'm not gonna compliment you unless it is the truth.
Right.
Not my truth, not
Right.
a truth, but like
It's your truth. I see this in you. When I look at you, I see this, and
Mm-hmm.
it is unfair for me to keep it to myself. I've got to fucking tell you. And if you, and I'm gonna keep telling it to you. By the way, FYI, if you're my friend, you know this. I will continue to tell you
until you're telling yourself.
until you
And
are
you're
telling
telling me.
yourself, and you're telling me, and it's evident. In
I
your
literally,
life.
I told one of my clients who's also a very, very close friend, I was looking at my butt in the mirror one day,
best.
and she caught me doing it, and I was like, oh yeah, like totally feeling it, you know?
Right.
I was like, yeah, look at my butt, I'm so proud.
Right.
And
Good
she looks
job.
at me and she's like kind of defeated, and I was like, this is literally gonna be you, and I don't know, give me 4 months.
Right.
4
Right.
months, she's like, no. I was like, watch.
Right.
And then that day came.
Oh.
And she's sitting over here taking pictures of her butt, and I got a selfie with her
Yay.
taking pictures of her butt.
She's so
I
happy.
said, you remember when I told you this was gonna happen?
Right.
Here we are.
Here we are.
That's my saying lately.
It's so good.
But here we are.
But here we are. My saying has been, it turns out. Turns out it's not so bad. Turns out I like me.
I didn't like me, but it turns out I didn't.
Turns out.
This wasn't the plan, but here we are.
Exactly.
Anyways, thanks for
good.
having me on your podcast.
Thanks so much for being on our podcast.
Thanks for being in my life. Thanks for working on yourself. Always improving, always pushing others.
Ditto. Thank you. Okay, guys, this is a wrap. Till next time.
Okay, bye.
I think that was great.
That's good.
Turn off this one too.
I think it's good.